Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I want to do a video for you about my 2018 because it's been an insanely crazy year for me that started with me almost quitting YouTube forever and retiring and turned into one of the best years I've ever had. It's been really bananas this year, so I want to do kind of year in review and sum things up for this channel, what happened and where it's going. It's not going to be like YouTube Rewind or like Drama Alert Drama or like Time Magazine this year in review and news, whatever. Just more my personal story and a few of the things that were important for me. So, as I mentioned before, this year on YouTube started really rough. January, February were not good times for me. At that time, I was doing World War II In Depth, and In Depth was starting to trail off faster for World War II than it was for most Call of Duty games, so my YouTube channel wasn't in the best shape. World War II continued to decline, along with YouTube gaming streaming, which we will talk about more in a little bit, but YouTube gaming was one of the best things I had going for me, and it completely died this year due to algorithmic changes, and I still personally believe that streaming is bad for YouTube channels. So basically everything that I was doing, like Call of Duty's going down, streaming's going down, YouTube's going down, because everything that I'm doing is going down. My ship is sinking. Swatting became a real crime. I don't know if you remember the Tyler Burris thing, where they swatted over like a $2 wager match and an innocent man got shot. That was a bad thing overall, that a life was taken. In my case, I would call it a slightly good thing now that law enforcement agencies recognize and understand that swatting is a real crime, and they're putting in policies to help prevent this kind of situation from happening again. That's more of a personal thing for me because of how afraid I am of getting swatted and getting my dogs or wife shot or something horrible like that. I really don't want that to happen. On a more personal note, this year my brother was living with me at the start of the year. He had kind of a rough spot in his life. I'm not going to put all his details on here. And he lived with me in the beginning of this year and sometime previously in 2017 as well. But throughout the course of the year, his health improved significantly and he was able to return to living on his own, and he's doing quite well now, better than ever, maybe? He's doing really good. I also started off this year not communicating with my mother at all. I had completely cut my mom out of my life, removed her, no contacts, no text messages, no emails, no phone calls, nothing. And we have since then come to much better terms and reconnected, so now I have a relationship with my mom again, which is a good thing. A thing that didn't go so great for me was my mental health, and you can almost see this showing up in the content over the course of the year. It started off with me getting increasingly mentally unstable as the year went on. I got increasingly angry, I slept less and less, I was having mood cycling between like manic and depressive, kind of like bipolar, and I couldn't get any real treatment for this because I can't get insurance because I don't have a job. I have to buy private plans, which is HMOs, it's really bad insurance. I had my insurance company refused to give me a list of primary care doctors. Then they gave me the wrong list, telling me to drive 2.5 hours to go see a doctor. And I had to call in a favor with another COD YouTuber who works in the insurance industry to get me my real list of available doctors. And I finally was able to go get some medical treatment. They initially diagnosed me with bipolar disorder, but on a whim, I told J-Hub about all this stuff, and J-Hub says, "Have you got your testosterone checked?" Just kind of random because, you know, low testosterone, which ended up what it being, usually you're like skinny and you're very depressive, non-aggressive beta male. I was the opposite. I'm a big dude. I'm really energetic. PP works fine if you're wondering about that. Really aggressive and angry, but I did end up doing testosterone therapy to get testosterone in my body, and that fixed almost all of the mental imbalances, and I think maybe I've had this problem my whole life and I didn't know it. For the first time in as long as I can remember, I can think clearly, I can sleep clearly, I'm not angry all the time. So that was a huge improvement in my life and made everything better, and you can see it reflected in the content as I go across the year. The downside of this is now that I'm injecting my body with testosterone, I've gained like 15 pounds, and so my hair has started falling out and thinning. I mean, we can go back to earlier in this year before I started, and you can see a much skinnier and hairier Drifter playing Sprint Vector. I mean, the difference is it's just clear, like night and day, the effect on my body, but I would trade all of that to have a clear mind all the same. One of the big things this year that happened to me YouTube gaming-wise is that Fortnite came out. Fortnite came out and it just changed everything about gaming, about free-to-play, about microtransaction models, about crossplay and mobile, what Battle Royale was going to be. It was just a complete game changer. I held out for a long time. I didn't really like Fortnite initially. Like the first little alpha beta, it felt like a bad PUBG. But eventually, as COD declined, I was convinced to try it out, and then Fortnite In Depth started on the channel with really oddly kind of mixed results. And while I was struggling to find my place in Fortnite, I started hating Fortnite clickbait. Fortnite clickbait still bothers me. Clickbait still bothers me, but I went pretty hard on it because the whole scene of YouTube was nothing but like fake. Everything was fake. It was all Photoshop, fake giveaways, fake little apps, fake, and just complete nonsense designed to trick children. And I went really hard on it, and I complained about it, made videos about it, and I picked on some people. I specifically made some YouTubers, picked out some YouTubers to criticize, and it cost me a couple of viral videos. One of those guys bought a dislike bot from Russia that would come and hit any video that I had over like 100K views and just load it up with a ton of dislikes for a couple of weeks. I guess he ran out of money to spend on a dislike bot to poop on me, but that cost me some money to expose the scam. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. And because of all of my complaining, I ended up being featured in a PewDiePie video in the least flattering way possible. Check it out.
Get so mad about the whole Fortnite meme.
I am so angry at the absurdity of Fortnite clickbait that I cannot sleep. The sheer number of content creators that fake videos is dwarfed only by the millions of people who watch daily and do not care. I just don't understand. I just do not understand this on any level, and it makes me feel like an alien.
Thank God we have brave people like Driftor standing up for Fortnite clickbait. This man, absolute saint.
I found that more annoying than anything for a couple of reasons. Number one is that PewDiePie seemed to agree with me that clickbait was bad, but made fun of my attitude towards it, obviously in a very sarcastic manner, which was a little frustrating. I was hoping maybe for some support or something, but paradoxically, I kid you not, about 1 week before that, I was on stream and we were talking about PewDiePie and Fortnite clickbait and Ali and stuff, and we talked about a guy who got criticized by PewDiePie, and because PewDiePie made fun of him, he gained like 200K subs, and I was on stream joking. I was like, man, I wish PewDiePie would roast me. I wish PewDiePie would just come talk trash about me and tell everybody that I'm horrible and tell them to go hate on my channel and all this kind of nonsense. And I thought that, I was just joking like, hey man, if I get attention from PewDiePie, that's good for me. I'll take that any day, even if it's bad attention. Well, I got attention from PewDiePie, and the only thing I got from it was little kids in my timeline just talking trash for like 3 weeks. Not a sub, not anything. It was just anytime I would say something for weeks, PewDiePie roasted you is all I got. So I guess I didn't get lucky on that one. Fortnite continued throughout the year, and the clickbait got worse. A lot of people were saying Thor, Spider-Man, Deadpool, Thanos, and I made a video criticizing all of this. And then Thanos came out as a surprise announcement that Epic Games just dropped. And then the Thanos mode was out, and the Thanos mode was hype. This is probably one of the most fun things I've done in gaming all year. Thanos mode was out of control fun with the Avengers, but it caused me to almost destroy my right hand. This was a time where the testosterone imbalance was getting super, super bad. I was super angry all the time. I was really worked up about the Fortnite clickbait and other struggles in my life, and my YouTube channel was circling the drain super hard. And I was just watching people just like get rich, just like scamming kids and stuff, and it's making me super mad. And I talked shit to a lot of people that did clickbait. And all of a sudden Thanos comes out. And I got, it must have been like 200 messages from verified people or DMs or like YouTubers and stuff. I told you so. I told you Thanos was coming. I told you they were going to put Marvel characters in there. I knew it a long time. Epic Games told me early. I just couldn't leak it to the public yet. You're an idiot. Blah, 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 blah. You were wrong. You were wrong. You were clickbaiting. It's real now. And when I woke up to that on my phone, just in mass, just hundreds, I completely lost my shit. And as an exercise in venting, I went to the backyard and I just started punching things as hard as I could. And I punched the fence. I have no idea how many times. I stopped when I could see the bone on my knuckles. And one of them, I think, I don't know, it just felt funny for a long time. That was my venting. It was extremely unhealthy, and the noise of doing that and the bloodstains on the fence and my overall behavior is one of the things that would later inspire me to go to a doctor to get help, because clearly this isn't normal. It took like 2 months to heal properly. I had little scabs on all my knuckles forever, and now they got little white spots. They don't look quite like they used to. So that kind of that kind of sucked, but that happened this year. I continued the Fortnite with really mixed success, got some good cube videos, got some stuff, and I even won some money in the Streamvitational tournament. I played and won money in an actual tournament. I did a competitive gaming. I did a competitive gaming for the first time in my life, which was, for me, it was really hype, and I was super glad that Epic brought me out. However, Fortnite didn't stick with me super well because my attitude toward it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And, well, we talked about that in a different video, but it just got me very tilty. I'm going to try later. As all of this is going on, as Fortnite is going, as YouTube gaming is struggling, some other things changed for me. I stopped playing Overwatch. Overwatch is a game that I loved and adored, but I stopped playing it because it was too toxic and it made me too salty. I stopped playing PUBG, which is a game that I put almost 600 hours into, I think. I loved PUBG. Way too buggy. I couldn't deal with it long term. And because of this, and because of the changes to streaming on YouTube, my second channel more or less died. I kind of abandoned it. I haven't done very much with it. I haven't found anything good to do with it, to be honest. On top of this, streaming on YouTube Gaming totally ended. The shortest version of this, guys, is if you stream on YouTube Gaming, it will cripple your channel. Streaming on YouTube Gaming is one of the worst things you can do for your channel right now. It messes up the algorithm for weeks, for months. And I was trying to make it work and I couldn't quite figure it out until another YouTuber told me about it. When I stopped streaming, my channel almost instantly improved. But the streaming on YouTube Gaming almost killed my channel, especially early in the year when COD was down and I couldn't stream anything as well and be successful. My income was dwindling. I was hemorrhaging subs and money. Sponsors were telling me they're no longer interested in me because my channel's bad. And it was a rough time. I was sitting there thinking early in the year, like, wow, if this continues, I'm going to have to retire. I can't pay my bills. I'm going to have to use my degrees and go get one of those real jobs that everybody on Twitter says I should have, which kind of sucked. During this time, I received an offer from Mixer and Facebook to stream on their platform. Paid offers, of course. The Facebook one was a ludicrous amount of money, but I turned it down. I hate the company. It's super unethical, whatever. I went with Mixer. Mixer's been working well. We stream on Mixer now instead of Twitch. It kept me going throughout the year, the income from Mixer. A weird kind of thing that came in at a similar time is I got sponsored by Discord. Discord wanted to run a trial run for me to do like fan game nights and open lobbies to encourage users. That experiment was pretty much a huge fail. Nobody joined Discord to do it. A lot of console people that didn't know or care about Discord or only did it on mobile. The money the Discord gave me helped me out when I was doing bad. But more importantly, using Discord this year has been the best social experience that I've ever done. Discord has allowed me to connect with my subscribers and talk to people and meet new people and do things communication-wise on the internet that I have not been able to do before. If I were not using Discord, if I were still being stubborn and just using Skype for gaming, I would be left in the dust. There would be hundreds of people that I wouldn't have been able to meet this year. There would have been so many projects, so many subscriber interactions, so many bits of help and assistance and introductions that just never would have happened. So I don't think I got any value for Discord, and I didn't really build the server up to a whole lot, but it still helped me tremendously just using the app. So I guess that's a good thing. Server's like 14K now, so I guess that's not too bad. Moving along, this is probably one of the last things we'll talk about, like income-wise, because it was crazy this year. I was like spending coupons, and I was like splitting meals with my wife, doing so bad. Between, we'll say, early winter, like January, February, March, and now, my income's gone up 10 times what it was. It 10x'd. So that is night and day. It started off, I was projecting my worst year ever on YouTube. I was like, holy crap, it's time to retire. And now it's the best year ever. Somehow, thanks to magic. I have no idea how, but it panned out. We had some issues with 8 Thoughts this year that was fun. Especially early this year, 8 Thoughts would come in, his fans would come in, and he would make videos, and a lot of it was very critical. The fans were very hateful. They would mob any video I made, any comment section. They trolled live streams. They were always on Twitter. 8 Thoughts was making videos about me, and primarily T Martin. That man owes T Martin royalties. Man, he built his channel on T Martin. And it got bad to the point where people would come and troll the live stream. And I'm going to go ahead and show you a little clip of that event so I can give you an example of what was going on. I can't hear you. Can you say it again?
Why are you a tranny?
What? It's hard to hear me.
Are you joking?
No, why are you a tranny?
That was a hell of a video if you want to watch it. Eventually I managed to talk the kid down and figure out what was going wrong with his life and why he was so angry. But things weren't so great. Near toward the end of the year, actually, right around when COD was coming out, I got reached out to by Blue to be a guest on 8 Thoughts' podcast. And I think I was the first guest on his podcast. It was extremely successful. We talked for like 3 or 4 hours on a lot of topics. Buried the hatchet, kissed and made up. We're on much better terms now. We don't agree on very many things at all. Much better personal terms. So that was a good change for this year, to have less criticism and bullshit coming my way and less frustration. Speaking of frustrations, finally got a good gaming PC. We unboxed it with the chainsaw. Origin came in and made me this great computer. I had some problems early on getting started, some software configuration issues, but it's been a godsend. I have technology gremlins, man. Anything that I touch just dies. I have the worst luck with technology despite a high degree of competency and understanding of it. I mean, earlier this year, I was trying to do mixed reality streams, which we'll move into in a little bit, and I was in a call with HTC Vive, the people that made the game, and the people that also made the software to stream mixed reality. And so that's 3 sets of engineers. All of them told me they'd never heard of my problem before and they have no idea how to fix it. That was great. That was so great. It took forever to sort that out. But I finally got a good PC, and like 85% of my gremlins went away, and my life has been much better. Also, because of this, obviously, mixed reality's back on the table. I can stream and make content like this, which is really fun. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, even though it's not the most popular thing. I just have a lot of fun with it. Later in this year, I managed to go to Sweden for the first time in my life with Battlefield 5. Went there for the launch of that and to record some gameplay. Sweden was a trip. I've always wanted to visit Sweden. Sweden's great. We had a fan meetup in the mall. I got to meet, I have no idea how many people showed up. Way more people showed up to the Sweden fan meetup than I expected. Blackout, which has been the gameplay that's going on, came out, and that's been a godsend for me. I utterly adore Blackout. Blackout's fun to play. Blackout's fun to make content on. Blackout's been good for my channel. Blackout has been one of the biggest stress reliefs for me all year long. And of course, net neutrality ended this year. That's one that people still come and kind of meme on me a little bit. We lost net neutrality, I believe, this spring, and my prediction on net neutrality was that it's going to be a bad thing to not have it, and that it'll lead to a much more restricted internet in the future. A lot of people still come in and tell me, her to her, the internet didn't end, you're dumb, libtard, and stuff like that. I think it's more like a 5-10 year window. It's like a slow squeeze and creep, but we'll see. That was a big one for me. I'm probably, I read like 1,000 pages of like actual documents and stuff for net neutrality, and I was deeply invested in that, so that was a big L for me. And that was kind of my year. It's been kind of a crazy ride. We ditched the second channel, we did new streaming stuff, we changed games 2, 3, 4 times maybe. I had complete physical and mental health makeovers, busted my hand all up, had a couple of unique interactions on YouTube, made some progress with my relationships with my family, and it's been a little bananas. But I hope you enjoyed this year in review video. I hope you learned something about me, maybe, especially for those of you that are new here. And if you do enjoy this kind of content, as personal as it may be, I hope you like, favorite, and subscribe, even though I know favorite's not a thing anymore. Drifter out.